Prior to 2014, you were on a pretty extended hiatus. What were you doing during that time? I know you're a busy guy and you're a songwriter and you've worked with other people, but tell us, during that off time from Babylon A.D. until this recent reactivation, how were you keeping busy?
I'm just always writing, man, and always putting out material and stuff like that. I did a project with Buzzy James and Craig DeFalco and Mike Malone called Moonshine. Mm-hmm. And we did that at Eddie Van Halen's house, the 5150 Studios. We thought that was going to explode, and Michael Anthony was helping us with everything, producing and things like that. So we kind of thought that was going to, I really did think that was going to be the next big thing for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know how things go, man. We started playing a lot of big gigs and started, really the momentum started going and labels started coming out and seeing us. And then we just, boom, just crashed, fell apart,
Wow.
So I had the tapes and I sat on them for about 3 or 4 years. And I called the guys. I go, man, everyone that's ever heard the demos loves this shit, So is it cool just to put it out? We'll put it on a small label. And they said, fuck yeah, do it. I mean, it's just going to sit in the vault if we don't. But it was like the Allman Brothers meet Leonard Skinner over at Aerosmith's first 2 albums house or something.
Wow.
Really cool, man. Harmonica, piano, slide guitar, badass, and really, really cool shit. But, no major label support or anything like that. It was just, we had it sitting around. So that was one of the major things that I did.
Yeah.
Also,
was Michael Anthony part of this? He was playing bass and...
No, he wasn't playing bass. He was basically kind of managing and producing us and stuff.
Okay.
And all our gigs, he'd show up and play bass. He sang on the record with Jane Child. She sang on the record and played piano. Wow. So I mean, it was a pretty cool fucking project. And Eddie gave us a studio for free. Man, pay no money or do shit. Wow. So I kind of thought, hey man, this is the next cool step. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it just the band, people just started fucking. You know how it goes, man.
So did you release it? Is it available?
Yes, it's out. It's called Moonshine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I have to look for that. That sounds great.
It is cool, man. You guys would dig it if you like that first Aerosmith album,
Yeah.
And
Buzzy, someone who doesn't like old Smith they're dead.
They're not watching this show.
Yeah, they're not alive in their brain. They don't have a heart. They're a zombie. They don't know.
I think the first 2 Aerosmith albums are fucking up there with the best of anything,
Sure.
Oh,
the first 4 or 5.
Yeah, first 4 or 5.
Kind of a Bible of American rock,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I saw that you also you've done something called what is it? American Blues Box? Is that right?
So I put that out around the same time. I'm about a year later or something like that as I did the Moonshine. Because I play guitar too, I sing, just like you guys do all that stuff. But I was so blown away by Buzzy James's guitar playing that I said, "Fuck, I'm gonna start learning how to play slide guitar." So I watched a lot of Elmore James and listened to a lot of Son House and a lot of the authentic blues guys, and I started getting really good, man. A lot of G tuning and D tuning open and stuff like that. And so I wrote a whole album, but I put that out. And my drummer, Jamie, who it's Babylon A.D, played on it with me, And then I put another one out a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago. I put another blues album out called Resonate Blues.
Can they get these blues albums from Paris or?
No, they're out. They're out. Yeah.
On your own label or?
Yeah, Apocalypse Records.
What's it called?
Apocalypse Records.
Apocalypse. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're on all digital platforms as well.
They're on all digital platforms. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last year I put out, or 2 years ago, I put out a really cool album, man, called Revolutionary Soul. And I listened to like a lot of Bobby Womack and James Brown, Al Green, Marvin Gaye. And I just got into that kind of stack sound, kind of,
wow.
And I just started, it's almost kind of like a Dan Reed network a little bit, but maybe less guitar. There's some lead guitar, things like that for the rock and roll guys. But mainly, man, it's really it's a soul album. People that have heard it and all the critics and stuff like that got magazine coverage for it and stuff like that, they were like blown away, like, holy shit. And I was too. But the problem was when I put that out, so I guess it was about 4 years ago now, when I put that out, Babylon A.D. all of a sudden got offered a deal by Frontiers, right? So I put that out, I think, in March, and then Babylon A.D.'s album came out in November. So I never really had a chance to even promote it because I was busy producing the Babylon A.D. new album. It was basically throw that record out, and like 2 weeks later, we get a deal with Frontiers, and it's like, oh shit, I better start working on the Babylon A.D. album.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of sucked, man, because I really do feel like Revolutionary Soul is my best record, but you know.
Well, yeah. I want to pick your brain about this. What would you have done different, and how deep would have you gone for the Revolutionary Soul as far as promotion and shows, and how much time would you have put into it that you would have done different? You know, hey Frontiers, I just put out a record. Hey Babylon guys, I'm going to do this for X amount of months, weeks. Yeah.
That's what I should have did, man, to be honest.
Well, what do you think goes in, what would you have done different? It's kind of a lark question, but. Well,
you know, I would have tried to promote it more. I would have made some videos or something. I would have, you know, got more publicity for it and things like that, and let more people know about it. But
not too late to do that.
Well, the record's 5 years old. I know isn't it weird? It's like the record's 5 years old, but if nobody's heard it, what the hell? You could almost like do it again since nobody's heard it.
Not too late. During the pandemic, I mixed and released an unreleased album in the middle of the pandemic that was 20 years old.
Wow.
It was called Godzilla Motor Company.
And if you dig it, what the hell, right? I mean,
well, the band just like played, recorded 17 songs, and then broke up. And that was 20 years
like
ago.
The Moonshine thing,
right?
Yeah.
So it never. I mean, there was CDRs, and people would give us $5 for a CDR at a show and buy a shirt or you know, stupid stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And they reveled in it, and they loved it. So it was this kind of like, low-key cult following of this that got real excited when we put that out in the pandemic, because there was no live shows or anything at all, especially from this band that was 20 years old. So it's never too late. You can crank something back up that a lot of people have, if they've never heard it, you know,
it's brand new to their ears.
Right. So you mentioned the deal with Frontiers. So was Babylon A.D. already sort of reactivated, and then word got out, and then Frontiers came calling, or did Frontiers come calling out of the blue, and that was the incentive to get the band up and running again?
No. So we were playing after 2014. We were playing again. We did a couple of Monsters of Rock gigs, and we did a lot of festivals and stuff like that, and a lot of club one-offs, things like that. So we were definitely active, and we were writing material. And I think the closer we got to being done with it getting to where we were starting to get in the mixing stages, I'm not sure exactly how they heard about it, but somehow they heard about it. And I got an email from one of the guys in the States that's like one of their A&R guys. And he got a hold of me and said, "Hey, I heard you guys are putting a new record out. Can we hear some of it?" So, I put together some quick mixes, 3 or 4 songs. I sent it to them. They said, "Yeah, we want to, we want to promote this and sign you guys to a deal." So we started, finishing up that record and everything like that. And that was, like I said, the same time I just put out the damn Revolutionary Soul.
Yeah. Timing. So is the deal with Frontiers, is it a multi-record deal, or are you just starting with the one and we'll see how it goes?
Oh, so we put that out. And we did 4 videos for it. But Frontiers, man, they got 100 bands, they may give you 3 weeks or 4 weeks, man, and it's not the same as it was back in the day when radio was supporting this kind of stuff and everything like that.
Yeah, it's still an independent release, and it's usually a 1-album deal. If it does really, really well, they're going to want to renegotiate, of course. That's how that goes.
Exactly.